Welcome to Intelfluence, an influencer marketing service that you can actually afford. I'm going to take you through the process of setting up a footwear influencer marketing campaign targeting Pinterest. We'll go through the process from start to finish, and afterwards we'll take a few minutes and analyze the campaign. This will show you just how easy it is to use Intelfluence to get reviewed, build awareness, and increase your sales. For the purpose of today's presentation, I'm the representative of the Summit Performance brand, and I'm going to market our new running shoes. Once you've joined and you've logged into your dashboard, you can go ahead and click Create New Campaign. First, give your campaign a name so you can easily reference it. Next, choose the type of compensation you want to offer influencers. It can be free product, cash, or both, and you notice that the fields change depending on which option I choose. For today's presentation, we're going to go with both. Next, you'll enter the free product or service you're offering here, along with the retail value. If you're offering cash, put in the amount you're going to offer on top of the product or service value. Next, choose how many influencers you want to work with in this campaign. Now keep in mind you can update this number at any time. And you might get a notification telling you that you don't have sufficient funds to pay the number of influencers you chose. This is just a reminder letting you know that you need to fund your campaign first before sending pitches, if you're offering cash. You don't need to worry about this right now when setting up the campaign initially. Next, the required work section is really important, so I want to take a minute to highlight it. You want to make sure that you include all of the required work associated with your campaign. If there's ever an issue with the transaction, it's typically because there's a miscommunication here within the required work section. We want to be very explicit with what we're looking for. So I'm offering a pair of running shoes. Upon acceptance, the influencer can order a free pair any size or color from our website. I put the shipping info here as well as a coupon code they'll receive from me once they're approved. What they should do once they receive the shoes, getting them ready to post the pin. We want to be tagged, so I put that information in there, as well as a coupon code they can offer within the pin, and then some information on how they'll be compensated with the cash payment as soon as the transaction is completed. And then here with the required info, you can require a mailing address or email address. And I don't need either because I'm going to be shipping them the shoes directly once they order it from my site. And it's really important for you to include a campaign image. This enhances your campaign visibility, especially within the Intelfluence marketplace where influencers can apply to be a part of your campaign. It makes your campaign look way better, so it's really important to upload an image for your campaign. So I'm going to do that. Next, select a start and an end date for your campaign. We'll run it through the rest of the month here. So this is our internal marketplace where it makes your offer open to our entire influencer network where they can apply to be a part of your campaign. And then this syndication goes beyond to our third-party partners. And having both of these options selected will give your campaign the most visibility possible. If you're subscribed to an applicable plan, you have the option to make your campaign private where you exclusively seek out influencers to pitch. But leaving both boxes checked will give you the most exposure. Next, you can select up to 5 categories that best represent your product or service. So I've chosen 3 that do that right there. And then you can choose which countries you want to target. And then if you choose the United States, I'll show you in the Discover tool in just a second. You can drill down even further in terms of the radius of your search. And then select which social platform or platforms you want to promote your product or service on. And today we're going to be targeting Pinterest. And you can choose a minimum audience size for your campaign. Now by default, you will only see influencers that have your preferred minimum reach when you select one of these within the Discover tool in a second. And also who it displays to in the marketplace. You can adjust this down the road, so just consider it a starting point. We'll put that as our baseline. Now for the link back URL, enter the URL for your product or service that you want the influencer to promote in their post, or in this case, the pin. And below, you can enter a suggested post message that will act as a prompt for the influencer when they're writing their post. You also have the option to include posting do's and posting don'ts. And this is a great place to highlight any brand style guide items or any words, topics, or themes you want the influencer to avoid or include. So I'll enter that information there. Now, once you fill out all the fields, you've included all of the required work in a straightforward yet thorough manner. You have the campaign visibility settings how you want them, and you've uploaded a campaign image. You can go ahead and click Save. Once you've saved your campaign, you're automatically redirected to our Discover tool. The Discover tool will enable you to effortlessly search our entire network of influencers and apply advanced filters to display the absolute best candidates. Now, right from the start, you'll notice this message letting you know that your campaign is live, and here's what to do next. It's time to find the best footwear influencers on Pinterest. In order to make things easy for you, we apply advanced filters already based on the information you enter when setting up the campaign. You can see those right there. So this ensures that you'll only see good candidates from the very beginning. So right now I'm filtering by influencers that will accept product retail value of $75 or more, that will accept $50 or more in cash, and they are part of the fitness, shoes, and sporting goods specialties. They're located in the United States. They're on Pinterest, and I put that small audience as the audience setting there, and I'll show you that you can just remove that. You can remove any of these with one click. It's real easy. So you see the influencers here, and this is an infinite scroll. It'll keep going more and more and more. And you can adjust the filters at any time. Like I said, you can remove certain ones or all of them right here and start from scratch and search our entire network, or you can apply more filters by clicking on the advanced filters right here. When you get multiple campaigns going and you enter the Discover tool without any filters applied, you can click here to apply filters based on specific campaigns you've created in the past. But for now, you can refine by influencer. You can select gender, change up the country. Like I said earlier, when I'm searching the United States, you can drill down to state, zip code, and then select a radius for that. You can change the specialties here, add or remove. You can select influencers you've worked with or currently working with, haven't worked with. You can change that total reach number. And if you're not seeing a lot of influencers in the niche that you're looking at in Discover, you can relax the filters. So you could go from like a large reach to a medium or medium to small to see if that opens it up to more influencers. You could offer more cash or more retail value in the product. You can also search by the last time they logged in. You can change your budget here. So when refining by social platform, for the purpose of this demonstration, we are targeting Pinterest influencers. You'll see the network there. We can also search by Pinterest reach. So let's say I want to only target influencers with at least 500 followers, but I know that I can't afford influencers that maybe have 100,000. So there's the range that I'll use for this search, and you can refine that, play with that, see what happens to the count when you change that up. If you're looking for blogger influencers, you can refine by website metrics here. You can search by link research tool score, domain authority, Alexa ranking, and so on. You can hover over each tooltip to see an explanation of which metric you're refining by right there. Now each influencer card is going to display their bio as well as the minimum product value and cash value they will accept. Down here you can view that. You can also check out their areas of expertise and their total reach at a glance, as well as their top social profiles. And then you can click here and then click View Profile to view the influencer's full profile, including their bio, pictures, any badges they've earned on Intellifluence. Now, once you find an influencer you'd like to pitch, all you have to do is hover over the card, click in the top corner, and then click Add to Campaign. And then just select the campaign you want to add the influencer to. And we'll click Add. And once you've added the influencer to the campaign, you'll see this success message up here, and you can click to go directly to the campaign. So here we are in the campaign view. You can see the influencer's been added, and then this is the transaction line that'll keep track of every step of the transaction. At this point, you're almost ready to pitch. As I mentioned earlier, you'll need to add funds to your account before you send pitches if you're running a cash campaign. In order to fund your campaign, you just need to click the Add Funds button, which is displayed at the top of almost every screen within the system. Now you can easily add funds using the payment card you have on file that is tied to your subscription. Otherwise, you can click Add a Card if you'd like to add another payment card. If you're ready to add funds, simply enter the amount and click Add Funds. Once you've updated your funds, you'll see an updated account balance here, and you can also view an expanded account balance here that includes all of your IntelliFluence payments and subscription history. You can also view and update your payment methods right here. Now that you have created your campaign, use the Discover tool with advanced filters to find the best influencers, and you've added those influencers to your campaign, and you have funded your campaign if you're offering a cash incentive, now's the time to pitch the influencer. You can pitch influencers individually, or you can select multiple influencers to pitch using our bulk pitch tool right here. You can also remove them from your campaign in this instant using the bulk tool. For the purpose of this demonstration, I'm going to send a pitch to this influencer, so I'm going to click Send Pitch. You'll notice the pitch is populated with your most recent campaign details. Since I'm offering cash, you'll notice the cash amount displayed here that includes the IntelliFluence Payments transaction fee. And then this total represents the total cost to send the pitch. If everything looks right, you can go ahead and click Send Pitch. You can also make any changes you want to this specific pitch before sending. If you want all pitches to reflect these changes, you need to edit the actual campaign. So you would back out, and then you would be at your main campaign screen here, and you would click the Edit button, and then you can edit any single component of the campaign right here. And then once you save that, all changes will be reflected in your subsequent pitches. All right, everything looks good, so I'm going to pitch this influencer. I'm going to click Send Pitch and send the pitch. Once you have pitched the influencer, you'll notice the status update there where you are waiting for a response. This kicks off the transaction flow. At this point, the influencer is going to review your pitch and either accept it, decline, or request changes via the messaging system. You can click Messages at any time to access our messaging system, which saves you from having to deal with email because email is cumbersome. Any correspondence with influencers will be stored here, as well as in each transaction within each campaign. So there's multiple ways to read your messages. When you arrive at the dashboard, they'll appear at a glance right here, or like I said, you can click the Messages tab to read all the messages from influencers throughout all your campaigns. And then you can actually just go right to the campaign there and click on the message box right here. If the influencer responds and lets you know that they are looking for different terms, you might need to negotiate by sending a revised pitch, which you can do right here if you still want to work with them. Now back to the campaign. Once the influencer has accepted the pitch, you'll receive an email notification as well as a notification displayed within your dashboard. You'll see a new message notification there, or you can go to the campaign and you'll see the transaction flow update right here. So now I'm ready to send the influencer the product and update this transaction flow, which will notify the influencer that the product is en route. So you can do this here, or you can also do this directly from the message screen as well. This opens your message thread here for the transaction, and you're going to click the Mark Product as Sent button right here. And then you can provide the necessary details such as tracking numbers or estimated delivery times so the influencer knows when to expect delivery. If the influencer needs to purchase the product from your website or a retailer, you can provide the instructions at this time. You can also provide any details such as a referral code if you want them to include it in their post. So now I'm going to mark this as sent, and you'll see within the transaction flow that it's been updated, the product has been sent, and now we just await the response. And we're back. We're in our dashboard, and you can see here in our latest message thread that the influencer has received the product. So we can go directly to that message thread, and we see that there, and you can provide a response thanking the influencer for letting you know, look forward to reading the review. I find that it's always best to communicate constantly just to keep things rolling along and so both parties are involved. So now that they've received the product, they've notified us that they'll post a review. We just have to wait a little bit. And we're back once again. So let's go to the message section and we see that the influencer has posted. So we'll go to the message thread here and the influencer has included the post link. And so let's take a look at the URL to review. All right, so here's the pin, and upon reviewing, I see that the influencer's done exactly what I asked for. It looks good, it links to their review, it's the one I want to promoted. It's here, so I can go back to the message thread and now mark this transaction as completed. Now, if there was ever an issue with the work that the influencers submitted, you can explain here in the message thread what changes need to be made, rather than marking this as complete. Since everything looks good in this instance, I'm going to mark this as complete. Now you can include a thank you or an invitation to work again in the future. You can let them know that you'll update them on future campaigns if you want to work with them again, whatever you deem necessary. So we're going to mark as complete. And now you have the opportunity to rate the influencer's performance, and this will help us enhance the community even further. Now, in a perfect world, we could end the webinar right now because everything went exactly as planned. But the reality is, sometimes things go awry. If you've done your best to provide clear instructions throughout the transaction, but there's an issue with the transaction and you try to resolve it directly with the influencer to no avail, you do have the option to flag the transaction for further review. Now, before you do this, like I said, really try and work it out with the influencer. Effective communication will go a long way. But if you're just not getting to the bottom of it, you can click the flag this transaction button up here. And you'll notice this message. Please only flag a transaction for review after you've tried to resolve the issue on your own. Appropriate reasons for flagging a transaction include requesting help to get any party to comply with the terms of your agreement, bringing to our attention any party that has acted in a non-professional manner, or bringing to our attention any content that doesn't comply with IntelliFluence policies. If you notice anything illegal, if there's serious issues with the content. If you're experiencing anything like that, let us know about it by flagging the transaction. Also, if you've sent a pitch to an influencer but they don't want to move forward and they haven't declined it, or you've changed your mind before any of the transaction steps past pitching have been completed, you have the option to archive the transaction, and that icon would show up right there if that was an applicable transaction you could archive. Now that we have completed a transaction from start to finish, it's time to analyze the campaign. If you haven't achieved the results you're looking for, there's several steps you can take to encourage greater success. First, you might want to adjust the advanced filters when searching for an influencer using the Discover tool. Like I mentioned earlier, you might need to relax these filters a little bit. You might need to expand the categories and relax the audience requirements of influencers in terms of their social platforms or blog visitors. For your campaign, you may want to edit it and offer more product or cash value to encourage more pitch acceptances and marketplace applications. You may need to be more explicit in the required work section of the campaign if the influencer's work is consistently not meeting your expectations. It's really easy to edit your campaign and adjust the advanced filters within the Discover tool. We created a video called How to Analyze a Campaign on our YouTube channel that you can check out for more advice on analyzing your campaign. Within any screen in our system, you can either take a tour and get an explanation of how things work. Otherwise, you can click on the FAQ link to go to our knowledge base where you can search help articles by topic. If your question isn't answered or you need some more help, you can submit a request directly to one of our friendly customer service staff members, such as myself. I hope this webinar has helped you out, and we look forward to helping you reach your influencer marketing goals.